Hi, so today I'm going to talk about how to build muscle for a 10 out of 10 body. So I talk about the basics of any muscle and let's start. So the first thing in my list is hypertrophy. Hypertrophy, progressive overload. So progressive overload is the most important and basic thing you need to add muscle. Don't tell me time under tension and you need to feel and squeeze the muscle and stuff like that. That is all complete bullshit. Of course, it's somewhat important to feel the actual muscle when you work it out. Just so maybe it improves a little bit of hypertrophy, but mostly the most important thing is choosing movements that hit the muscle and progressively adding either weight, reps, maybe pauses, stuff like that, so it gets more challenging in time and the muscle has a reason to grow and adapt to the new stress that you give it. And the second thing is how hard should you train. So in my opinion, if you're a beginner, you should train around 2 reps shy from failure. If you're in your first 6 months or stuff like that, just so you get ready, you get used to the movements and your nerve system adapts and you start building some muscle. And after that, if you already been training for a year or so, if you train for more than 6 months, let's say, you should start going 1 rep shy from failure or most of your sets, and in your last set of whatever exercise you do, you go to complete failure. Like, you don't leave anything in the tank. You really just, if I put a gun to your head, you couldn't do another rep. So that's how hard should you train. Some exercises you shouldn't do that, like let's say a barbell squat, because you're gonna get crushed. Okay, you can't in some exercises you can do it, but you should choose, if you want specifically to train for hypertrophy, exercises that you can do that. So actually for legs, like some machines are great, or using some variation where it's not as dangerous as a back squat. And the third thing, is regional hypertrophy. So regional hypertrophy is basically choosing the correct exercise to hit whatever muscle you want to hit. So I will tell you my story. I was a powerlifter, and as you see, I have quite a big chest in comparison to my other upper body muscles, and that's because I used to bench a lot and stuff like that when I was a powerlifter. So now I want to correct it. I want to build bigger shoulders, and the chest isn't as important to me. So I will start doing more vertical pressing, like overhead presses, stuff like that, and more work for my bicep and triceps and stuff that actually hits the weak muscle. I wouldn't keep benching, even if the bench hits the shoulders, because I want to be as specific as possible to grow the weak parts. So of course you only should do that if you already have a year in training, because if you don't, you just there's just no reason. All of your muscles are underdeveloped and you don't really know which muscle is gonna be bigger in comparison to others, it's somewhat genetic, somewhat what exercise you do, but try to hit everything as evenly as possible. And the rep range for hypertrophy, so the most practical range I think for hypertrophy is between something like 7 and 15. You can add muscle with reps lower than that, reps higher than that, but I think this is around the golden zone for building muscle. Of course, you should have like a decent cardiovascular system if you want to do, let's say, 15 hard reps for deadlift or something like that, because it's gonna tax your cardiovascular system. So this is the most important basic principles for adding muscle. I know they're not the most sexy thing, like time at attention, just feel it, and you don't have to go to failure and train easy, but this is the truth. This is what will build muscle. So I hope you got a great value from this video, and if you have any question, put them in the description, and bye to you.